Good evening, guys. Welcome to the Zenith F1 Esports Round 13 here in Russia, Sochi. Round 13, 5 races to go, including this one. And we're at the pinnacle point of the season because the championship battle rolls into Russia. And it's just the 5 points separating Nova from Leclerc. There is still absolutely nothing between them. And the championship battles starting to form up all over the place. Battle for third place as well, just as close. But Nova, with 183 points, has that 5-point gap to Leclerc, who's on 178. And then a long way back is the battle for third place between Slim and Bjorn, and Lezad and Lucas as outsiders. Slim, 90 points, now 93 points back. My, what an absolute disaster season this has been for poor old Slim. Looking to pick things up here and try at least get back on the podium and get a win again. But he is just 8 points ahead of Bjorn. What a resurgence. What a charge Bjorn is on. He has got third in the championship. Eyes firmly set. Lezard, race winner of course now, Lezard. He's also chasing third in the championship and he's going to try and bring Lucas with him. And Granty Boy is an outsider. Yeah, an outsider for that third place. 52 points. It would be a big ask, but really it's Slim, Bjorn and Lezard are the main hopes. Lucas and Granty Boy, however, along with Jamie, will have eyes firmly set on a top 5 or top 6 in the championship. They're very close together. And 10th place, Holden's 10th place is Wimpy. 33 points. And he has got a big task behind him because he's got Nick Mania, AMC, Jamie James, and you're all capable of taking that 10th place away from him. And then the fantastic battle for 14th place, which is an absolute cracking battle in itself. And nobody wants it because they keep throwing themselves away out of points. But you're, Lennon, Andre, Frisky Biscuit, Steve, and Bilter, Matt, and Vijay all fighting for the final places. Yours on 10 points, 14 in the position in the championship. Lennon 15th, Andy 16th, Frisky 17th, Steve 18th, Witchay 19th, Matt 20th, and 10 points separate him. And I tell you what, there's a lot of personal pride, a lot of personal battles out there for those final few positions at the bottom. And Frisky Biscuit, who's been stuck on 5 points for so long. 5 points is his best ever Zenith career points tally he got last season. He's had so many chances to just get 1 point and try and break his best ever tally, but still he remains on 5 points. Steve, who's looked so quick in qualifying and so quick in the races, has a lot of bad luck go against him. He is a lot faster than those 4 points represent him, and he is better than 18th place. Andy as well, and Lennon, 2 big surprises, 2 very quick drivers just on the 6 points there under threat. Yor, we know, last year's third place, of course, Yor has got more speed there. And Matt, when will his luck change? My word, 11th place again in Italy for the 5th time this season. 5 11th places for Matt, and still that first ever Zenith F1 Esports point eludes him. Will that change here in Russia? Russia is a track that he goes very well around, and it might well change. So who we got? X4 Esports. I'm excited for this. I'm excited for this. And the qualifying, by the way, it's an incredible stat. We're at round 13. 10 of the 13 rounds in qualifying. The gap between pole and second has been less than a tenth. In 7 rounds out of 13 this season, the gap between first and third has been less than a tenth. Incredible qualifyings we have had this season. And of course, as you see in the races, the qualifyings tend to mean absolutely nothing because the races throw up absolute unpredictability, which is what you love to see in the sports of watching Slim going around now. Who else? We've got great MSF, says Go Lezard, and Drakatos. And Padapap's in the house. The Greeks and Cypriots are in the house. Adam Wolford, let's go Frisky. AMC says let's go as well. The Irishman, there in the Ferrari. He'll have his eyes on that top 10 as well. There is Lezard, now a race winner in Zenith. Brilliant race winner in Italy. Let's say now one more lap and he would have been beaten. Well, it was a fantastic effort. Let me sort the volume out. What's going on with the volume? Why can't I? Everything. So yours out. Has your binned it? Well, your is out of qualifying. We saw some drama last time out in qualifying, and I think yours already out. My word, so that's a surprise. Jamie Watt, who's... And Granty Boy's out. What's going on? Unless they're not here. Of course. Don't forget, our championship contender, man second place in the championship, Leclerc, has a Q3 ban. So Oside Nova, who has just been doing enough. Oside Nova has not been at his very best the last few races since Hungary, Belgium, Italy. Oside Nova leads the championship, but has been far from his dominant best that we've seen, but still keeps his penalties clean, keeps his nose clean, has been picking up the podiums, and it's been Leclerc making the mistakes, and Leclerc throwing it away as Lezard goes faster to a 1:30.1, just 2 tenths ahead of Slim. Matt, third place, 1.8 back. However, their chance to get into Q2 has been greatly improved because Matt got into Q3 for the first ever time. Last time out in Italy, Matt's getting faster and faster. It's just penalties. Penalties is this main man's problem. If he can just cut down the penalties, this man will definitely not only score his first points in Zenith, but he can definitely climb himself up the mid-table. He can be a genuine top 14 runner in the championship. 10 points is doable. Matt's still down in sector 1 time. Frisky Biscuit, who's becoming a regular now in Q2 and Q3. But again, still stuck on those 5 points. Belgium still haunts this man. Of course, he was 2 laps away from scoring some more rare points. However, he was unfortunately taken out in an incident with Jamie Watt in Belgium at the end, which cost him a big haul of points and would have broken his all-time Zenith best. However, the Welshman will be happy overall with his progress because he has made some outstanding progress this season. There is no rear gunners in this field. That's the biggest takeaway from this season. It's closed up. The pack is closed up in general. It is literally, most races now, there is at least 4 or 5 drivers at the front, but usually always in there is Nova and Leclerc. And Lezard, since he's joined AMC as well, also due some good luck because he's been right up there. A very exciting driver to watch because AMC had a chance of winning in Italy as well. The strategy went against AMC. Got a bit screwed over by the safety car as well. Here comes Frisky Biscuit to complete his lap. He's in the 1:31s here. Puts him ahead of Matt by 10th of a second. And here is Jacob Bradbury. A welcome return. A little bit of a hiatus. 3 races out just to get his head together. Not in the Red Bull anymore. Not teammate to Leclerc. Now back in that beautiful black Mercedes. And straight away on form. Right on cue. And Jacob invalidates his lap. This track is an absolute nightmare for penalties and invalidation. J1's gone 3rd place. As here we go, the championship leader. Oside Nova, he's invalidated as well. So on board with Andy then, who's also invalidated. My word, they're struggling already to get some times on the board. It could be one of those qualifyings, couldn't it? One of those unpredictable qualifyings that we get. Every single race, every race, we get one driver who comes from absolute nowhere and storms up to the top of the field and has their chance. Everyone's had a chance for podium. We've had 15 different podium runners this season. And of course, 19 different point scorers. Are we going to get another surprise? Who's going to be that surprise? Everyone's had a turn at been jumping up right into a shock top 5 or a top shock front row or a shock podium, shock win. And Bjorn's still in the pits. There's a man who is Bjorn is probably up there, one of the form drivers on the grid. I tell you what, I can't wait to see Bjorn next season because Bjorn could be a sneaky outsider for it to be a championship contender. His consistency has been absolutely fantastic, and I'll tell you what, he is an exciting driver to watch. Yet to win in Zenith. I've had a couple of podiums. As a bit of a lull, so driver struggling. There's Lucas. Outside shot of a 3rd place in the championship. Will definitely have eyes on the top 5. Has had overall a very good season. He started slow, got a good result in Australia, crashed in Bahrain, and then slowly started to get it going. Has had a couple of podiums this season. As some races has looked mighty quick. He's been challenging for podiums. Should have had more podiums. And I'm looking forward to seeing what he can do here. Russia's a good track for Lucas. Leclerc out there as well. Lucas about to finish his lap now. He's going to be in the 1:31.0. So more to come there. Frisky's improved. Oside Nova's back in the pits and they're heading out again. What about Leclerc? So he has got a Q3 ban, don't forget. So he's aiming for 10th at best. Jamie James. Jamie James, by the way, another driver who next season, Jamie James could have a really good season because he joined in Baku. Oh, Jamie James, talking to him, here he comes. But Jamie James had a great start, and he's a regular top 5, top 8, certainly in qualifying. Always find him in Q3 as Leclerc goes fastest for 29.8 and flies top of the timesheets. So in the 29 goes Leclerc, 3 tenths out of his teammate Lezard, who is done for the session, still going back out there. But Jamie James, another driver with a full season under his belt, I think he could be, again, another sneaky man up there, who I think is going to be challenging, possibly for podiums and wins next season. Again, another driver who just needs a little bit to go his way. Had a few unlucky decisions this season, but he's having a very, very impressive championship. 13th, 26 points. He's definitely in the running for a top 10 in the championship in the final 5 races. Of course, 4 races after this. Jamie James, Nova back out there. So there's the championship leader on his outlap. He needs to hook a lap up. 7.5 minutes to go. Relatively short. Well, 1 minute 30 track. It's one of the medium length tracks. So you outlap, that you can cut the track by quite a bit. Jacob has got time on the board, however he's 8.5 seconds away. Jacob struggling to get a time on the board. We said this could be a tricky check for Jacob, as let's ride on board on championship leader Osai Nova on the limiter through that turn 1. Maybe we've seen some big pile-ups at that turn 1 at the race starts. Hopefully nothing of the sort today. And down to turn 2 into turn 3, so easy to invalidate. And now flat out turn 4 around the Olympic Square. And straight away a big halt into turn 5. It's a bit of a tyre killer, that one. A little bit off camber as well. Into turn 6, another right-hander. And again, that car sounds horrible on board, but a purple first sector, so Nova doing what he has to. Remember, qualifying is not Nova's strong point. It's definitely in the race. Keeping his nose clean, keeping consistent, keeping out of penalties is why this man leads the championship. He knows how to win them. And into the second DRS zone. 2 DRS zones around Sochi, of course. He's got one of the AlphaTauris ahead of him. It looks like Andy, who gets well out the way, former 2-time champion. Be great to see him back up there. Again, another driver, he's had a lot of rotten luck. And a pepper middle sector for Osai Nova as Jacob goes second, just 1 tenth behind Leclerc. And great to see Jacob back up there. Jacob, who will restore his points now he's back. And it is great. So Jacob is, well, you could put Jacob in the top 10 contender as well, because now he's back, his points are restored, so he will be challenging for a top 10 in the championship as well, as Leclerc is just ahead of Nova, and the 2 championship contenders are separated by less than a tenth. Here we go again. Oh, and I tell you what, in a way, it's a real shame that Leclerc has that Q3 ban, because I would love to see Leclerc and Nova starting at the front of the grid. Stam's still in the pits. He's covering in the Mercedes, as that was AMC recovering on track. Looks like a shabby end to the lap. 29, 30, 31. Goes 7th, and I think there's more time there. So who's on the brink? Jamie James is invalidated. Andy out there is invalidated again. My word, they're struggling out there. What about Steve? Steve's who's been doing fantastic in qualifying. Bjorn's out there as well. And if Bjorn outscores Slim, there's a good chance he will take that 3rd in the championship. 5 minutes to go. Bjorn says he's had 4 P4s this season. Of course, he has 2 podiums as well, 2 second places. And again, Bjorn's consistency in the middle part of the season has elevated him up to that contention for 3rd in the championship. It's been wonderful to watch. Very clean racer, very quick racer. And Bjorn out on a flyer as well. At the moment, we are watching Steve rounding. Now, Steve, with Yor and Granty Boy out, he would fancy his chances getting into Q2. I don't quite think that's a perfect middle sector. If it is, we could see something special here from Steve. Oh, a little bit of an oversteer coming out there. Again, getting down. It's such a technical part of the track here. Again, the barriers are so close to the track. Any mistake and you're in the wall. Of course, we're averaging 2 safety cars a race at the moment, as that was Bjorn going 10th. So a little bit more speed to come from Bjorn there. Here comes Steve, and Steve goes 7th, and that is a good time. Just behind Jamie 1. And that should put Steve through into Q2. Steve getting faster as AMC. I said he had more time, and there he is, 3rd place, a 10th down. And I'll tell you what, saying about drivers, getting excited for drivers for next season, the likes of Bjorn, the likes of Jamie James, and AMC is another driver who I cannot wait to see next season, because a full season from AMC, and no doubt about it, he can definitely get himself in a championship contention as well. Up there again, 1/10 off Leclerc. Slim improving here, so Slim's well, the way it stands, look at the times, top 4, 1/10 yet again, qualifying so close, and we saw Steve make a mistake out there, and Slim does the same, bit of oversteer. Of course, car number 2, which is what Slim has always had. Jamie James is 7th, and Slim decides to pit, doesn't want to burn off any more of those tyres, so and who was that recovering? Really like this catch recovering on track there. Oh, Frisky's on an outlap, so that's fine, so Bjorn, and Bjorn's invalidated, oh my word, Bjorn's in trouble! Bjorn's in big trouble here. So he's got 2 minutes. Ooh, he probably doesn't have time to pit and go round again. So Bjorn is going to have to save fuel here and get a lap in. Bjorn is seriously struggling. That's the Mercedes behind him. And Andy goes into 7th place, so he's out. Into 7th. That should be him out of Q3. And there goes Stam. Over the line he comes. Round the final corner, can he get himself into Q2? And the answer is yes, he does in 10th. And all eyes on Rimpey. And the Finnish driver, who is not gone out in Q1 all season, is under some serious pressure here, as is Matt. Matt needs a bit of an improvement. Frisky back out there as well. I don't think Frisky's going to have to do much, though. It'd be well, let's have a look. Frisky's actually probably wise to cover off Bjorn, Matt and Rimpey, although Matt's still in the pits. In fact, Matt is out now, so Matt is out now, but all eyes on the Finnish driver, Rimpey, who has never gone out in Q1. This would be a bit of a shock here. Again, another driver, 10th for the championship, super consistent. Down the back straight, DRS wide open, and a big stop here, 100-metre board. A little bit beyond that, in fact. Looking good. This looks tidy, and again now he looks nice and tidy. We've seen a lot of drivers oversteering coming out of there, but looks like from Rimpey this is a good little lap. This will hopefully get him into Q2. We've lost Yor, we've lost Granty Boy. Who else are we going to lose? Who's the final driver going to lose in this Q1 session? Round the final corner goes Rimpey, and into 8th place. That's job done, and the field is separated by about 1.1 seconds to top 13. And now Bjorn, who is improving. This should get Bjorn in and put Frisky Biscuit on the edge. And Matt, as it stands, will be out, but Matt is winding up for a fast lap. So here comes the young Dutchman on the final corner, over the line, and it's only 14th. Is Bjorn sandbagging, or is he generally struggling for pace? And now, all eyes on Frisky, but he's improving as well. Matt is about to start his flyer, 30 seconds to go. He's coming on the final 2 corners now. And this is going to be very close. But again, the field, the top 14 separated by 1.2 seconds. Again, it's mighty close. And it's Leclerc from Oside Nova, the 2 championship contenders at the front of the field. Here comes Frisky now, on board with the Welsh driver. Shouldn't get held up by the traffic around the penultimate corner. Back on the gas, a short, sharp burst of acceleration round the final corner. And improves. Excuse me, improves just behind Bjorn, just behind Lucas, and all eyes on Matt's invalidated, and that is that. And Matt is 2 tenths up. He'd have to find a second. It looks like Matt, who really has come a cropper to the penalties this season, more than most, unfortunately. And Matt will be out in Q1. He's going to try and finish his lap just to try and get a feel for the track and a feel for that Haas. Well done, Steve, 12th place, same time as Stam and Jamie James, and Jamie won, then Rimpey. That midfield, and Andy, look at Andy. Andy all the way down to Lucas and Bjorn and Frisky. There's nothing in it, half a second between 7th and 15th. And that's going to be a mighty scrap for the points in the race. Matt ran the final 2 corners, so what's his time going to be? Is he going to improve that time? That's what we're looking to do, 29, 30. He did improve a 31.1. Well, that would have put him right on the, well, that should change to 32.2. What's that about? But regardless, that would have put him right on the brink with Frisky Biscuit. Yeah, that would have put him 32, yeah, well, 31, he did a 32, he put him a 31-1, so that time by Matt would have put him through. So the invalidation has cost Matt, that would have put him through, however, he has invalidated, but there you go. Leclerc and Nova, separated by 5 points in the championship, are at the front. You'd love to see it, but my word, AMC and Jacob right behind. I feel there's more to come from Lezard as well. Slim a little bit on his own there. Has he got more pace to come? Then Andy, Rimpy, Jamie James, JB1, Stam, Steve, Lucas, Bjorn, all separated by, and Frisky, separated nothing. And Matt would have been there. Matt did a 31-1 and he would have been through. And would have pushed Frisky out. So Matt knows he's got the speed. But track limits could be very, very interesting. So Matt's saying, well, all the drivers know about track limits. Track limits are a joke. It is ridiculous. But everyone's in the same boat. That's the thing. No Q2 bans today, so everybody, all 15 drivers can take part in Q2. However, don't forget, Leclerc has got that Q3 ban, so he needs to get in and start 10th at best. You can overtake around here, the long back straight, plenty of overtaking actually. Russia always seems to throw up a cracking race, which is why we kept it in. Track limits are a joke, but however, you can avoid the track limits, you can gain a lot of positions, but you get plenty of great racing around here. As one of the Ferraris heading out on track. And Oside Nova is our championship leader who heads the train round. So here goes Oside Nova, who will, again, on the medium tyres, he, again, is going to be a happy, happy man. Leclerc is going to have to start at best 10th. He hasn't got to push exceptionally hard. He hasn't got to absolute go crazy out there. Hasn't got to get in battles and risk getting damaged needlessly. Hasn't got to get involved in instances to get involved in. He's just got to keep outscoring Leclerc as the Ferrari steams past. That's AMC, and now he leads the pack round. He will be the lead car, and the Irishman will have the coverage. I'll tell you what, AMC also on the medium tyres as well. Don't forget, the top 10 will start the race on whatever tyres they qualified in the top 10 with. And we may see a split round here. It's been very rare this season. We've seen drivers in the top 10 starting on medium tyres. Usually they do all go soft, but Russia does tend to, the gap between mediums and the soft isn't as big. And I think we will see a few drivers starting on the medium tyres. So AMC, what can he do? Again, another podium runner. Yet to get pole this season. I'll tell you what, Leclerc needs Jacob, he needs Lezard, he needs AMC, possibly even Jamie James, Bjorn, to get right in amongst Oside Nova. Stam as well could be an outsider. Leclerc on the soft tyres. So that indicates to me Leclerc wants to get through Q2 on softs and wants to start the race from 10th on the soft tyre, which means he'll become very, very aggressive at the start and try and get some overtaking done. So Leclerc already setting his stall out here as AMC starts his final lap with Oside Nova right behind him in the distance there. So that's interesting. Leclerc's going to be one to watch at the start. He's got the soft tyres on. He wants to make up places ASAP at the start. Lezard and Jacob have also got soft tyres on. And Steve and Rimpy and Stam. Well, this is a bit of an eye-opener. Only Frisky, only Nova, Andy, Bjorn, JB1 and AMC and Slim on the medium tyres. So this is going to be an interesting mix and split already, isn't it? My word, it's an opportunity for soft runners. However, they've got to get the time in. That's the key. They have to get that time in. And AMC makes a big mistake. And well saved by the Irishman. Big tank slapper, well saved. He's invalidated his time. But that was nearly a complete disaster for AMC. However, he lives to fight another day. However, his time has gone. And Oside Nova, running around in back straight now, still has his time to boot. And of course, fastest middle sector, the first one to go round there. Right, so this is key. The guys in the medium tyres, it's key for them. They have to get a lap in. They have to get that banker lap in to give themselves a shot of getting through in the mediums and starting the race in the medium tyres. Oside Nova is about to do that now. Does AMC go on? No, AMC pits. And, oh, Nova ran wide. How's that allowed? How is that allowed? He ran miles off the track. And Codemasters, with its stupidly strict invalidations, allowed that. Slim's invalidated. That's the story of his season. Jacobs just starting his lap now as Leclerc does a 29.8. Absolutely smashes Nova, but on the soft tyres, and he was not messing around just to make sure that he has got through. I wonder how much time. Oh, as Jacob oversteers there. I wonder how much time Osai Nova did lose as a yellow flags is for a Racing Point, who I think it's Rimpey. Rimpey letting his teammate through as a Lezard coming down the middle sector now and on the back straight. So Steve just as a Frisky, Nova's been off the road. So Steve behind Nova on the softs, Andy fourth on the mediums. So Nova will be happy with this so far, but Nova's time, I'm so surprised, has stood. That is the prime example of inconsistency from Codemasters, without a doubt. Harry says, evening day prediction for pole, that was ridiculous. I think the ridiculous was commenting about Nova there. I just can't believe it. He was miles off the racing line and miles off the track. And Codemaster said, no, we'll keep that one. Prediction for pole, that's tough. Well, Leclerc has got the Q3 ban, of course, so that's why he's gone soft early. Stam goes second, yellow flags waving against for traffic. It's surely Nova, but I'm going to say Lezard goes fastest in a 10th, quicker than Leclerc on the soft tyres. My outside bet for pole is AMC, who's got the soft straight on. He's not messing around. I tell you what, Nova will have an eye on what's going on and think, well, I'm going to have to follow suit. And any chance of Leclerc trying to get a cheeky jump and trying to get through the field on his soft tyres, hoping everyone goes mediums, could be scuppered here, because I think we're going to have a lot of drivers going to mediums. The fact the front three are on soft, a lot of drivers on the soft tyres. Slims 1.6 down on the pole, the fastest time. 2 laps in those mediums. JB 1.7 and the 8. Yeah, they're going to have to go put on some softs and go again. Jacob's invalidated his lap and invalidated again. Jacob. Oh, it's a familiar story for Jacob. And this is the worst track. The worst track for him with his tendency of penalties. Frisky's also validated as Lucas goes third on the soft tyres. So yeah, for sure, Osai Nova, who has got the softs ready. So who's on the brink? Jacob definitely on the brink, hasn't had time yet. Frisky's invited his medium run. He's got to go on the softs. Jamie James, our usual top 10 resident in qualifying. Again, on the drive, I can't wait to see next season. I'm not buying that first sector graphic on the map. Bjorn out there on soft. AMC starting his final lap in the Ferrari as well. So some big names down there. Pretty sure Steve's got some more pace as well. 2 seconds off on soft tyres, and Steve was right behind. Well, in fact, Steve was ahead of Lucas in Q1 and right with Stam, so I'm pretty sure that Steve's got a lot more time in the locker. On board, Jamie James down the back straight, hugging the inside wall there. DRS to be wide open. That is Bjorn getting well out the way. Of course, Bjorn just scraped through as well. Jamie James looking on a good lap. Leclerc's done. That's Leclerc's qualifying done because he has that Q3 ban. So he's going to start what should be 10th at best for the Greek driver. Just 5 points behind Osai Nova. Jamie James around the penultimate corner. Yellow flags again for traffic. And down the start finishing straight. And James goes 5th. I think there's more to come from Jamie James as well. Pushes Nova down to 6th. Steve down to 7th. And look at that. The board turns red as the soft tyres we're about to see. So what about Bjorn? He's starting his fun up now. AMC on a flying lap just into sector 3 comes. Oh, and again, that car, just like in Monza, looks really loose. The rear end again, oversteering galore. And we saw that in Monza from AMC as he goes third. But there's, ooh, so look at that. Red Bull, Ferrari. That'd be quite something, wouldn't it, in real life? But AMC, I feel there's more time to come from him. But again, as we saw in Monza, the rear of that car looks very rear happy. So it's Rimpey who starts his flyer now. He's chosen for the clear track. 6.5 minutes to go. All eyes on Bjorn, of course. Like I said, Bjorn is just 8 points behind Slim for third in the championship. He's got his eyes firmly set. 4 fourth places this season, 2 second places. This is a man who is really finding consistency. Really on a purple patch right now. Yet to win. 2 second places, but yet to win. And surely one of the favourites to break his winless streak. He's going to be the next guy who hasn't won in ZNF to win. Surely you'd put money on Bjorn. However, we've been shocked before. ZNF throws up absolutely the unpredictability book at you. Usually sometimes throw the names in the air and pick one out. Here comes Bjorn, 7th place. And Bjorn just hasn't looked at the sharp end. Q1 didn't quite have it, and now 7th. Ahead of his championship rival Slim though. What up Rimpy, the Finnish driver? Again, super consistent. Nova now down to... In fact, Nova's out there. Nova out on the softs. He's going to have to go again because Jamie Wan's now out there on the softs as well. And I imagine Steve, Andy, Jacob and Frisky will be bolting on a fresh set of soft tyres as well. Lezard and Leclerc are down in a Red Bull. So all eyes on the Finnish driver, Rimpy. This will count. He has done a time. As we know, you can run as far out wide as possible out here. And he jumps to 4th place. How about that? Just ahead of Lucas, just ahead of Stam. And Rimpy, who hasn't had a podium yet, one of the few drivers not to have a podium in Zenith, looking mighty quick round here. Of course, he's had 2 fourths this season. And the Finnish driver up there in 4th place. Of course, he's got his eyes firmly locked on a top 10 in the championship. And that was a good time. Right, 4 minutes to go. This is going to be quite a fight, isn't it? Now here comes Oside Nova. Big lap for him. 4 minutes to go. Championship leader 9th place, and everyone else behind him set to improve. So he just needs to get a lap on the board, not invalidate. However, it's very rare you see this man make a mistake. It's very rare you see this man pick up penalties. I tell you what, I will put money on Oside Nova being the only driver not to pick up a penalty tonight. And you'll get pretty short odds on that as well. Because Oside Nova is absolutely bulletproof when it comes to avoiding penalties this season. Just like Slim was 2 seasons ago when Slim won the championship. And Matt 2 the year before. So good, so consistent, not picking up penalties, and it's what guides them to the top of the championship. And Nova is absolutely flying now. How close can he get to Leclerc and Lezard? How close is he to the Red Bulls? Jacob also on a flying lap out there, as is Jamie Wan, who's gone 4th. I've just seen that. And yet again, the racing points, nothing separating them. And they are 4th and 5th. It's a good time there by Jamie Wan. So here comes Oside Nova, the final corner. And he goes 2nd, just ahead of Leclerc, just behind Lezard. And yet again, we're going to see an absolute dogfight between those guys at the front. What can Jacob get himself in there on his return? You'd love to see it. Steve out there, Slim's out there. Slim's 11th place, and his qualifying woes continue. Oh, Jacob's car. It's a big feature of Jacob. We know he loves a slippery car. Oh, and that Rimpy just gets out of... J1 just gets out of the way there. Unfortunately for Jacob, it's a slippery car. It's an extremely fast car. However, it's a tough one to handle. We saw him crash in Vietnam, of course, in the lead of the race on his own. In fact, he's done it twice, and Hungary as well. Crashed on his own. So the slippery car, the low downforce can come back to bite him, and has done this season. However, he is mighty quick in qualifying. Frisky on a fine lap as well. Slim and Stam both are as well. So who are we going to lose? Final 2 minutes. And this is all up in the air and all to play for. Here comes Jacob in the final corner. Where's he going to put himself? Into 7th. Well, that's interesting. Behind the 2 racing points, behind the two Red Bulls. That's an interesting one then. So Jacob is in now, or is he? Will Jacob have to go again? Right, what's Slim doing down there? So, in fact, it's Steve crosses the line. He's starting his flyer now. Andy is halfway around his laps. Let's check out Andy. A lot of traffic out there. Look at the map. It's very bunched up there. Oh, it's a Ferrari. I think that's Lucas' out lap trying to get out of the way. 1.5 minutes to go then. Here comes Andy through the penultimate corner. Now around the last corner. Where can he go? It's 9th place. He's just in. Just in, but Stam's out there and Stam's improving. Look at the times. Top 11 separated by 0.8 of a second. My word, it's mighty close again. Bjorn's now out there on track and Stam goes 4th. And it pushes Andy to 10th. And Jamie James, who starts his lap, is on the cusp. And Bjorn is going to get out the way of the Renault because that's the Renault with Slim. And Slim is 13th place. Oh, what a nightmare season. He needs to get out here. Slim goes into 4th, just 2/10 back. He's through. What about Steve? Frisky goes to 14th. Jamie James and Bjorn on the verge of going out here. That would be a big shock. So Bjorn's just starting to find out now, but here is Steve. Steve's up. Steve's up by quite a way as well. This would probably put him 13th. Mighty close. Top 12 separated by 0.8 of a second now. Here comes Steve around the final corner. Where can he put himself? Up to 12. Great effort. And misses out the top 10 by 1/10 of a second. Can he go again? Jamie James also flying out there as well. My word. Top 14. Separate 1.2. Steve, what an effort. Steve is definitely in the hunt for points today. Just off Andy. Oh, Jamie James, huge mistake, and that's going to cost him. And that will cost him surely getting through. Big mistake by Jamie James round the final corner. Has it cost him time? It has. But he improved. He improved. And look, he is just out of qualifying. That slide cost him. What about Bjorn? Bjorn's up. Frisky's out. Steve is also improving. Hello, this is not done yet, and that would put Steve through as it stands. Here comes Bjorn, it's so close. Jacob's on the brink, Lucas on the brink. Here comes Bjorn. He needs his top 10. And he's out! He's out! Wow! I cannot believe these times. Lucas goes 7th. Big lap there from Lucas. So all eyes on Steve. Can Steve pull a rabbit out the hat here and get himself into Q3? He has only got to find a 10th. A 10th and a bit is all he needs. And Jacob goes fastest. Jacob goes fastest. These times are insane. Can Steve get himself into Q3? Yes! What a lap. What a lap. That is probably his best lap of the season and his best lap in Zenith. 4/10 behind Jacob. Steve is 6th. What an effort. My word. Harry says, great effort by Steve. That was simply fantastic. And Jamie 1 is out. Look at the names that are out here. And look at the times. Top 14, 0.8 of a second. That is incredible. Half a second separate the top 11. Incredibly close to qualifying. Bjorn says he lost at the last 2 corners. And Bjorn, who's fighting for 3rd in the championship with Slim, is out. Jamie 1 out. Andy out. They're just out by nothing. Jamie James out and Frisky Biscuit couldn't get a lap in. Jamie James, another big shock. Bjorn, a big shock. We've got Rimpy in there. Stam in there. Steve's in there. Great to see some different names. And Steve, that is without a doubt the best lap I have ever seen him do. As I try and turn on a light. Oh, can't do it. Sit back down. Oh, right. Well, that set us up beautifully for Q3. The only downside for Steve is that he did 2 laps then on his soft tyres. So he will have 2 lap old soft tyres to start the race with. But my word, brilliant from Steve. Like I said at the start of the program, Steve is a driver who is far better than his 4-point showful. 4 points, 18th in the championship, but he is far better than that. Bjorn says, bad track for me, especially in quali, but we'll try our best in the race. Race pace is always best, so hopefully some more points. Yeah, Bjorn's just got to score. He's just got to keep that streak of point scoring going. That's all he's got to do. Try and outscore Slim. And I'll tell you what, this fight for pole. So Leclerc has a Q-ban. And second in the championship, Leclerc will be 10th at best. And of course, they will all start on the soft tyres for the race again. So great, we're going to have a nice shootout at the front. Osai Nova, who this track looks good for him. Of course, him, Lezard, Jacob are definitely drivers who are contending for this pole position. AMC could be as well. And Lezard, of course. This is going to be fascinating. We've got 4 or 5 drivers here who can definitely challenge for pole position. Harry says, agree, Steve's points don't represent his skill. I'd say the same for Matt too. Absolutely. I'd say the same for all the guys at the bottom. Lennon, Andy, Frisky, Yor. All of them on fairly low points, but again, it does not represent their skill or their ability. And a lot of them are down there through sheer bad luck. Frisky should be on, and Matt should be on, but all of them should be on so many more points than what they're on right now. They've all, and look, Matt's had 5th, 11th places. Matt could have been on 5 points. Penalties cost him massive. As the Red Bull spun. That's Leclerc! Leclerc's got a Q-ban. What's Leclerc doing? Leclerc's got a Q-ban. And he comes in the pits. Hopefully he knows. Hopefully Leclerc, if Leclerc sets a time, he's in serious trouble and risks being thrown out the race. And he is in. Phew. Okay, phew. Leclerc just going around and spinning, so he is going to start 10th. So here we go. So who is the first? It's Osai Nova, championship leader, the first man out there to set a flying lap. So the championship. So this, he can't afford to get. Although, like I said, he won't be taking too many risks with Leclerc down the order. We know Leclerc can quickly come back through the field, but Osai Nova does not want to be involved with battles with Jacob and Lezard and AMC and possibly even Rimpy. Jamie wants a shock. Jamie One and Rimpy, there was nothing separating Jamie One and Rimpy, and yet Steve, Stam, Lucas, all somehow, and Slim just got in between them. There was no time to give, and yet they all squeezed themselves in, and Jamie One was the man out as Nova is absolutely flying out there. Why is the volume so low? Why can't I sort that out? I don't get it. I don't know. Sorry if you can't hear the cars. I have no idea why the volume's so low on the... I don't know. So here comes Osai Nova. The first time on the board. Is he going to be at the 29s? 28s even? That would be a hell of an ask. And again, he runs out wide. And again, Codemasters say, you know, as you were. And it's a 29.6 for Osai Nova. A 30.3 from Lucas. As usual, I think most of these drivers have got an old scrub set of softs on. Steve, third. In the 30.6. Here goes Slim. Just 2/10 off. That's not a bad effort from Slim. Jacob's on lap here as well as Stam goes into 3rd place. Stam having a good outing. Nice to see the reserve driver Stam back in. He's had a few races this season. Yet to score is Sam, and Lezard goes into provisional pole. Well, that's a bit of a turn up. Lezard there. Quite a way ahead of Nova. What can Jacob do? Jacob just slots in the 3rd place just behind Osai Nova. That'd be a sigh of relief for Nova. And that is your first 9 drivers because AMC decided not to go out there and do a time. So AMC saving a set of tyres or waiting for the track for himself. So after round 1, it's Lezard just, well, 10th ahead. And like I said, we've had 10 races out of the 13 this season. That's been the gap between pole and second, separated by less than 10th for second. Jacob just 2/10 back. But again, I wonder how many of those are using a scrubs. Oh my word, Jacob, he put it in the wall on his in lap. Like I said, how many drivers have used a set of scrubs? Granty Boy said he thought it was Singapore. Definitely not Singapore. We ditched that one. 4 rounds to go after this. Don't forget. Japan, Mexico, USA, Mexico and Brazil. And the season is done, and I've got a feeling I wonder if this championship be going to the white. It'd be great to have. It'd be great to have. Last 2 seasons, because Slim won it with 3 rounds to go. Matt 2 won it with a few rounds to go. It'd be great to have a chat, and Vanquish before that And in fact, we've had most of the championships have not gone to the wire. It'd be great to have this championship going to the wire. There's every chance that can happen. So that's the first round. So AMC was waiting for the clear track then. So AMC out there now, the Irishman. On the back straight with the DRS. Steve there in 8th place, by the way. Not too far behind Rimpy. Steve probably got the... I wonder if Steve got the pace of Rimpy. I think Steve could get himself not only a rare appearance here in Q3, but he's got the pace, I reckon, of top 5. I would... Well, we'll see what AMC does, but he could beat Stam, Lucas and Rimpy. He could very, very much find himself at the sharp end of the field. And I said in Q1, where every single race we get a driver who finds himself out of nowhere, up there fighting for some big points and a big result. And this week, it could be Steve. You'd love to see it. Of course, I remember Frisky in Vietnam, and of course, Matt in Baku and Monaco all had their chances. Lucas, chances of win, podiums. Someone has that opportunity every race. AMC locking up, no ABS on that Ferrari. Throwing the car in. I tell you what, AMC, but again, look at that, the little tank slap, a little bit of oversteer. He's a bit like Jacob, likes that car a little bit slippery, a little bit low on downforce. Of course, the green, white and orange, the Irish colours on the helmet. Car number 95. Down the back straight. AMC, of course, who should have won in Italy. Safety car really didn't go his way at all. Really put him back. And of course, he had to queue behind Lucas as well. Just all went against him. He should have won that race. That was his to lose. And of course, Lezard took the win, his first ever ZenithF1 Esports victory. And AMC, Lezard are definitely going to be in that mix for next season, surely. And again, a little bit of a steer there from AMC. Final 2 corners, and he goes second. There's more time to come from the Irishman, and it's second place. 3.5 minutes to go, and it's a Red Bull Ferrari front row, and our championship contenders are 3rd and 10th. Jacob on an out lap, Stam on an out lap, both Mercedes are out there. That's AMC, probably done for the session. He's crawling round. I don't think, well, AMC will not get back in time and go out again, so that could be AMC done. This AMC can rush back, but that's a tough ask. Stee out there now as well. Let's have a look at the qualifying hero. Here he is. Round turn 3 into turn 4. Ah, what a chance. If he really hooks it up again, he's got every chance. I wonder if again he's got 2 laps of fuel on board. He will start the race with a lap older tyres. However, an early safety car would really play into his advantage. But Steve's a man who's a bit cautious at the starts, and I wonder if he fancies this one. Steve, of course, running so well in Italy. Saw him collide with Leclerc and also collide with Frisky as well in Italy, which saw him tumble down the order. But this is a chance, a real chance for Steve at the sharp end. Right, Jacobs on a flyer. Here we go. It's great to have him back now in the Mercedes. Stam's ahead of us. Go on board with his teammate Stam. So Stam's just ahead of him. Here he is. Great to have the reserve Greek driver back as well. He's yet to score this season so far as Stam. I think he's the only reserve driver other than Matt. Oh, and he's invalidated. So he's going to have to slow down and go again. So now then, on board with Jacob. Nova out there as well. And Lezard. Only Lucas and AMC to pits. AMC may actually get back out there. And of course, Leclerc still in the pits. He won't be going anywhere again. Lucas is out on track. And AMC may not make it. So Jacob really on the ragged edge there, isn't he? Absolutely everything he can. AMC is done. So it's second at best for AMC. Here comes Jacob. DRS wide open. 103.5. That's quicker than AMC did. So surely, if you can keep this together, he could be heading for the front of the field. And he could really help out his old teammate Leclerc here. Look at the style. It's just visibly aggressive. Throws it in, doesn't he? Absolutely loves it. Round the penultimate corner, round the final corner. Where can this put Jacob? It's provisional pole! Oh, it looked quick, and it is. Oh, Steve's invalidated. So Osai Nova, championship leader, starts his flying lap. And as it stands, he's fourth. His nearest competitor, Leclerc, 5 points behind him, is 10th. Lezad also starts his flying lap. Slim starts his. Rimpy also starting his. And Lucas about to start his. Steve's going to have to race round if he wants to go again. Here goes Nova, about to finish sector 1. Runs a little bit wide there. Codemaster says, as you were. Jacob gets out the way. Oh, runs wide again. Codemasters lets him have it. Steve did get round. So 8 drivers out there trying to get their final times on board. Jacob's done. I really wish it gave you comparable times to the leader instead of their own personal best. If Codemasters could do it, can't be that difficult for Codemasters, can it? Just to give you the time of what he is on the leader instead of his own time. 103.60, the 10th down. That's a 10th down on Jacob. Jacob did a 105. 103.5. Oh, a little bit oversteered there as well. So Stam is done. It's 5th at best for him. Again, the times are mighty close. Osai Nova needs something big here. Can he get himself in the front row? Can he get himself in the top 3? Down the final corner. Again, he uses that run out wide trick. It's second just. Oh, he just missed out. Leslie's invalidated. Oh, that's not what the Red Bull needed, and it would have been provision. It would have been pole. He would have smashed it as well. Slim crosses the line, 6th place. Lucas is invalidated. Rimpy crosses the line. He goes into 7th place. Steve's invalidated again. It's 9th for Steve, but it's Jacob on his return, who is pole position. And I'll tell you what, everybody will be delighted for Jacob. Great lap by Jacob. But Osai Nova's there, and someone who doesn't go that strong in qualifying, usually better in the race. That is exactly what he needed. But Lezard, who was 3 tenths up and would have got pole, invalidated. AMC 4th. Well, it's so close. That top 4 is mighty close. Whew. What a quality. Jacob on his return. Pole position. What a return. Can he get the luck go his way? My word. As some of the drivers complained they had a setup for Singapore. Well, that's going to put you in a massive disadvantage. Didn't see Granty Boy or Yor, don't forget, so they're going to come through the field as well. Wow, what a race we've got. What a race we've got. Championship leader, Osai Nova, just 5 points out of Leclerc, will start second. Leclerc himself will start in 10th. And the whole top 10 are on the soft tyre. So Granty Boy has indeed got a Singapore setup, which is not going to help him at all around here. Completely wrong race, my friend. Granty Boy, who again has an outside shot at third in the championship. Realistically, he'll be looking at third, at fifth, top five. As we wait for the formation lap. And here we go. Jacob, who has his points, of course, back. Now he is back, and he will have eyes on a top 10 in the championship. No doubt about it. Oh, side no lead up there. Let's get the tyres up. So I'm just trying to do three things at once. So there you go. Look how many are going aggressive at the start. So Lezard, again, in that third place battle with Slim and Bjorn the championship. They're in third place. Fourth, AMC, battle for that top 10 of the championship. Stam hasn't scored a point yet. Great time to do it now. Slim, who currently holds that third place, 8 points ahead of Bjorn in sixth. Rimpy holds 10th for the championship, just is in 7th place. Lucas, again, fighting for that third place, realistically, top 5, is in 8th on soft. Steve, well, can he at last get himself that haul of points he deserves? They're in 9th place. Leclerc, 5 points behind Oside Nova in the championship. 10th place. Jamie Wan, 11th in that fight for the top 10 of the championship. Andy, 12th again, 6 points to his name so far this season. More to come from him. He's in the medium tyres. Bjorn, 8 points behind Slim, 4th in the championship, 13th on soft. Jamie James got his eyes firmly set on the top 10 of the championship, currently 13th. Could get a top 10 with a good result here. 14th on soft. Frisky, still on 5 points, still tied his best ever points tally. He's got 5 races to try and beat that. Can he do it here on the medium tyres for him? Matt, can he finally get his first point of the season? 5 11th places this season. Penalties kill him in races. Can he get it together today and bring home that first point? You're 17th. He's only on 10 points. He's down that scrap at the back. What's he doing? Medium tyres and Granty Boy on the soft tyres. He, as well, has an outside shot of third place, but again, in that tussle and up there. So this, round 13, this is going to be an absolutely fascinating one. Jacob on pole. Can Jacob finally win his first race? It's been over as a full season now since he last won. He's due some luck. He's got, his biggest issue is the penalties. He's got to keep the penalties at bay. Here we go. Oside Nova. Again, just has to keep his nose clean. He won't fight it too hard. He won't risk getting penalties. That Ferrari of AMC finally gets back to the grid. And here we go. Round 13. 4 rounds to go after this. The lights will come on. Here we go. Front of the field, it's 5 lights, and round 13 from Russia is go! And it's a nice start by Nova, and Nova's got the jump, and Lezard's going for it as well, and Nova leads! It's a dreadful start for Jacob. Can they all get through turn 1? Yes, they have, but Lezard now challenging Nova around the outside. Nova has got to the middle of the field, and Jacob's down to third, and being challenged by Stam. It's a good start there by Stam. Leclerc's on in 7th place. Rimpy's up ahead of Slim. 3 wide, and Leclerc's there. Here comes Leclerc, 7th place, on board with the lead driver. Down the inside of Slim. Couldn't get through, and Lezard leads! Lezard leads from Nova. Nova's made a mistake. Steve down to 10th place. Nova and Lezard side by side. There's no contact. Oh, this is big for the championship lead. AMC down to 16th place. Lezard leads. Jacobs in 3rd, and Leclerc already in 7th place. There you go. What a start by Rimpy. What a start by Bjorn. My word. Looks like they've all pretty much got through. What's happened to AMC? Where's AMC gone? Down to 17th place. Frisky's dropped to last. Jamie James passing Steve. There he is. James into the points. Of course, Steve has got older tyres. Steve down the inside, nothing doing there, and Rimpey's got past Stam. Rimpey into fourth place, and Steve going for Jamie James down the inside. Can he make it stick? Has to go on the outside this time by. No is the answer, and down to 11th place goes Steve. Oh, it's mighty close at the front. Lezard's starting to pull away. Well, that's exactly what Leclerc needed, wasn't it? As the leaderboard does its usual scuffle. DRS is not enabled, it's lap 2. DRS is definitely not enabled. As that's Slim having a look, I think it's Stam, and he's got through. So Slim does pass Stam. As we wait for the positions to sort themselves out and the leaderboard to sort itself out, nobody pits on lap 1. Well, there you go, there's something. Nobody pits, and Jamie 1 now getting... Oh, come on, leaderboard. Come on. And hopefully sort himself out, but thankfully everybody's still in the race, and everybody as Yaw picks up the first penalty of the race, and there we go! Leaderboard's back live, and Leclerc is 6th. What a start by the Greek driver, and he can already see his championship rival, Osai Nova, not too far up the road. Jacob right behind Nova. Lezard's stretching his legs, and he's heading for 2 wins in a row. And Osai Nova's going to have to defend here, and it's great to see Rimpey up there. Oh no, Steve going backwards. Steve now behind James 1 and Granty Boy in the clutches of Andy there. Let's get the tyres back. So now Steve is the last of the soft runners, and again, has he got damage there, Steve? Has he hit trouble? No, he's got a front wing. He's just hit a bit of trouble. Andy right behind him. There's Matt. There's Yaw. Frisky there as well. I don't think AMC's in the car. Lezard fastest lap. On his way he goes, but now DRS is open. Now Jacob may have a run here at Osai Nova. DRS open. Rimpey as well under threat from Slim. Slim's looking like lively in this race. On board with Slim around the outside. Has he made the mistake? He locks up. He runs wide. That'll be a warning for Slim. Now can Rimpey get back down the inside? Leclerc's there waiting to pick up bloody scraps, isn't he? Now Slim's going to have to hold the middle ground. Rimpey goes to the outside. Leclerc tries to get through the inside. Has Rimpey seen him? No! Leclerc spins! Leclerc spins! Oh, I don't think Rimpey saw him. Leclerc tried to be optimistic. Tried to take the move. And Leclerc is 7 deep, and it all plays into Osai Nova's hands. Oh my word, I don't think Rimpey had to back out of it with Slim, and Nova went for the move, and it's not paid off. Stam has a penalty. Jacob right behind Nova, and Nova won't be taking any risks now. He knows what's happened. Wow. Oh, Leclerc, should he have waited? Was he too eager? We'll try and get on Leclerc's feed and see what happened. Form Esports as well. I joined just in time for the race as well. The championship implications are huge because Leclerc is 17th and Osai, he needs a safety car because Osai Nova is currently 2nd. Lezard putting away. Here comes Jacob just behind him, tucked inside. He can't get the move done there. Slim holding on for 4th place. Rimpey, what a shock this is. And Bjorn, who's fighting Slim, who's fighting Lucas in that battle for 3rd place, is also getting involved. Leclerc passes Frisky on his recovery. He needs a hell of a drive now. Stam running out wide, so is one of the Williams that look at Bjorn. Jamie James has made a great start as well. He's right behind the back of Bjorn. Jamie 1 and Granty and Steve there as well. Steve's managing to hold on. Andy's in there on the medium tyres. And Matt's not too far adrift either. If they can keep that consistent pace, they're going to be there. Matt's got Yaw right behind him. There is no, as a Frisky penalty, there's no field spread. Look at the map. Look how close they are. Other than Lezard, who's starting to stretch his wings. It's very, very close behind. I just wonder what has happened. What has happened to Leclerc? He's got to keep a calm head, hasn't he? Osai Nova's just got it. Now they're pulling away from Slim, so Osai Nova's just got to stay calm. not fight it. If Jacob goes for it, I don't think he'll fight it too hard. Third place is more than enough for Oside Nova. With Leclerc down there in 16th place, however, we know Leclerc has some mighty, mighty speed, but he needs a safety car to bring him right back into the race. Great shot there as they go on turn 1. And again, Jacob right behind the back of Oside Nova. But again, Nova looks like he's got the straight line speed. That's Stam lining up Rimpey in the background. It is. Here comes Stam down the inside of turn 1, and the move is done. Can he get it stopped in time? Oh, he doesn't, and picks up another penalty at 6 seconds. And now Rimpey will have the inside of turn 2. Stam will have the inside of turn 3. And Rimpey says, no, you don't. Shuts that door. Great fight there from Rimpey and Stam. And the Finnish driver comes out on top as Leclerc now passes Yaw. But Stam has 6 seconds of penalties already. Glad to see on lap 5. Only 3 drivers have picked up penalties so far. Stam's got 6 of them. Lucas in that battle as well. Lucas, who's kept his point streak going fairly well. Oh no, Steve penalty. And as the superstar are qualifying now, Leclerc passes Bill and Matt, and Leclerc picks up a penalty, and Matt runs out wide. And these two have got history from Monza, of course. Matt on the medium tyres may not have too much fight on those mediums, and Matt's going to go for it here. You're right behind him, and Matt's gone for it, and Matt's got back through! Wow! How about that? Belter Matt says, oh no you don't. You're very challenging for the title. You may want to get yourself back up the field, but you've got to get past us first, boy. And that just shows how competitive this field is. There's no easy positions lost. There's no easy positions gained in this championship. You're fighting for 14th. You're fighting for everything. And Matt is showing that he can go wheel to wheel with championship contender. He's got a penalty in the process, but he'll be having fun here. And a little bit of redemption for Italy, as Stam has got past Rimpey to 5th place. Jamie James penalty, and here comes Leclerc down the inside. They're banging wheels still, and Matt says no. And now Yaw may get involved here. Matt still fighting it hard. Leclerc cannot get through. Oh, and Matt goes round. Was there contact? Matt and Leclerc have come together, and Rimpey's going backwards. What's happened to Rimpey? Steve up to the 10th place. Rimpey's gone backwards, but was there contact again between Matt and Leclerc? And Rimpey's having an absolute nightmare. He's got front wing damage, and so Stam. I think Stam and Rimpey have come together. Oh, as it ended in tears for Stam and Rimpey. Through goes Andy. What's going on up there? What a shame for Stam and Rimpey, who were fighting so well. Andy gets past Stam. Was there contact again between Matt as Jamie James and Grandy, because Jamie was going backwards? Jacob penalty. It's all kicking off now. Lap 7 is coming alive, and the 2 McLarens are charging up for the field, and they're fighting for 5th. There's Lucas in 5th, Bjorn 6th. Leclerc now back up to 12th place. Wow. This is already breathless. Matt in the pits, Rimpey, Stam, Frisky up a place, but the penalties are creeping in. Jacob again, just keeping Oside Nova honest. Slim starting to catch that battle. But Lucas has the train behind him. He's got Bjorn. Now Bjorn wants to get past Lucas as soon as he can, because he and Slim are fighting for further championship. But Lucas is also involved in that battle, and Grandy Boy is also in that battle. Jamie Warren just keeping a watching brief. Fantastic racing. This really is. Steve back in the points as well. That's great to see. Matt comes out in a fresh set of soft. Matt, Rimpey and Steve, you really feel need a safety car as a moth flies into my mouth. Frisky Biscuit. Frisky not at the races today. Frisky 14th place. Just struggling around here this weekend. This weekend. As if it's real. Jamie James has that penalty, of course, and Bjorn just trying to find any way possible. Slim's caught the battle for second. Slim has caught the battle for second. He's just in DRS to Jacob. And now Lucas is now 4 seconds back from that battle. So it's now split into 2. Lezard's still out in front, and Lucas is going to pit. Lucas pits for a fresh set. Now the undercut is huge round here, and look at Tommy James. right behind, and Granty Boy, the McLaren boys. I tell you what a race by Granty Boy. You'll pick up another penalty as a yellow flags, and that's you're off the road at the penultimate corner. Your recovers Stee up to 9th place. As Granty Boy gets Jamie James round the inside. James will have the inside this time by. There's absolutely no love lost between these McLarens. No team orders here. And Granty Boy, who qualified last, is yet again driving through and up to 7th place, having an absolutely fantastic race. Jamie Wan just watching, going, come on boys, any mistakes don't have you. And Steve's catching this battle now as well. So Bjorn is now the cork in the bottle. Lucas has come out in clear track, but the undercut is huge around here. Lucas has gone early, but he should have track position over these guys here. And now 5.2, Bjorn is behind Slim. Slim's in this battle here for 2nd place between Nova, Jacob and Slim. And Lezard just 2 seconds out in front. There is Lezard in the Red Bull. There's outside Nova, and there's Jacob, and there is Slim. All these guys in their own right should be fighting for the championship. Hopefully next season we're going to have these boys in that championship fight. Along with Granty Boy and Jamie James, who are definitely, and Bjorn, they're all capable. On their day, all capable of getting podiums, winning races. The skies are getting overcast. I think it's forecast to rain, but the rain clouds are, the overcast clouds are coming in. There is Lezard, and again Jacob, and Jacob just not close enough, and Jamie Wan pits. Surprised Steve's still going on those worn soft, and Bjorn's lost a place to Jamie James. DRS for Jamie James, gets him through, can get stopped in time he can. He's going to try and fight it back now. Oh, we could have contact here. No, Bjorn down the inside. James will have the inside for turn 3. Decides, oh, good move there by Bjorn. Covered it off, locks up braking. This is going to cost some time to Lucas, who will have a massive undercut at the moment. Slim and Jacob also nose to tail right behind outside Nova. And will Jamie James go for it again? Oh, picks up another penalty. Slim picks up a penalty. All of a sudden, that puts Jacob back in the net 3rd. And penalties is what has cost Slim a chance of a championship this season, no doubt about it. Steve's been caught by Leclerc. Leclerc now P9 on his reset back through the field. And I'll tell you what, he won't have it easy here. Steve and Leclerc also came together in Monza. Jamie James does get Bjorn again, and Steve, a little bit of manners, but on the DRS, Leclerc has got through. Steve's got no answer for that. However, Steve and that's about 9-12 seconds of penalties now, surely. Steve's just got to race his own race. He's got a great chance of points. Andy's also bringing himself into points on his medium tyres he's had from the start. So, Jamie James has now been released in 5th place, and away he goes, and he's starting to pull away from Bjorn. Bjorn will have to DRS, but he's got Granty Boy nearer to him as Leclerc pits. So that undercut is huge around here, and Bjorn may have a look back at Jamie James. Oh, he does, down the inside of turn 1. Can he get stopped? He does. Jamie James has to go off the racing line. Now Granty Boy fancies it. He'll have the inside for turn 3. Can he get it hooked round in time? The answer is no. This is a fantastic battle between Bjorn, Jamie James and Granty Boy. It really is. Leclerc comes out the pits in 13th place, but hasn't got to stop again. Wimpy, oh, yours out. Yours probably pitting before he gets disqualified. So Yor has retired in the pits. What a battle this is. There's the battle at the front. There's Nova, Jacob and Slim. Who's going to blink first out of those boys? Who's going to pit first? There's Lezard. In fact, they've caught Lezard. They've caught Lezard, and the front 4 are nose to tail here. Lap 10 and 27. Oh, Matt, that's his first penalty. He's doing well with penalties. In fact, I think that's his second, actually. But Lezard, Nova, Bradbury, Slim. 1, 2, 3, 4. Great to see Slim back up there fighting at the front as a spinner, and it's Matt. Matt's made a little bit of a mistake there. Yellow flag's waving from slightly. And they are all pitting. The front 4 all dive in. Bjorn pits. And both McLarens go on. And Jamie James could lead. He's going to lead the race. Jamie James leads. And from last to second goes Granty Boy. But what are these two doing? They don't want to pit together and have to queue. The undercut is huge around here. They're playing a bit of a dicey game, these McLaren boys. However, for the neutral, it's great seeing Andy now third place. He started at medium tyres. Here comes Lezard. So Andy having his own race. The old experienced campaigner there. So here comes Lezard. Oh, and Frisky. Frisky, of course, who hasn't stopped yet. He started on medium tyres. Has come out. And in fact, he's let his teammate go and he's let Jacob go. And I tell you what, that's a wise move from Frisky. He's like, I'm not getting involved with these boys. They're all fighting for the win. Lezard's pit stop was mighty. Lezard's gained 2 seconds on outside Nova. And Jacob right behind the back. Oh, Matt speeding in the pits. Oh, and penalties again. The Achilles heel of Matt. Strike. Steve pitted. He's out in 13th. And I think Matt is out the race and is. Just not been Matt's weekend. But outside Nova's got Jacob looking very racy behind. I tell you what, Frisky's not let Slim go, has he? I think Slim will get it done now on the fresh set of medium tyres. Yes, he does. There goes Slim. Passes Frisky. Down at 8 goes Frisky. Lucas did jump Jamie Wan, Bjorn, and Leclerc and co. And by some way. So that's interesting. Now, will the McLaren boys pit? They won't want to pit together. And they still go on. They still go around. What are they doing? They can't pit together. Of course, both qualified outside the top 10. So those soft tyres have been fresher than the guys in the top 10. But they don't. Oh, Jacob, 6 seconds. Oh, and the chance of a race win is being diminished. The chance of a podium being diminished because Slim's only got 3 seconds. Oh, Jacob, we said penalties could be a problem for here. Leclerc flying, fastest lap of the race. He's catching Bjorn, who's not too far behind James Warren, who's not too far behind Lucas. Lucas will have eyes in this battle. Jacob still putting it. Now he's got to pass Nova and get 6 seconds up the road to gain that position. The McLarens fight on up front. Jamie James leads from Granty Boy. Where will they come out? They're going to plummet like a stone with the undercut of everybody else. I think they're going to come out probably behind Steve. Steve himself could gain because Andy, Frisky, Jamie James, Grant Boy have all got pit. Steve could be in net 9th place. Long way still to go. And we said Steve's points do not represent how he's been as a driver whatsoever. Stam penalty. Again, Stam yet to score. Jacob it on the inside. Little faint move there on outside Nova. Just thought bit of it. Slim dropping back 2 seconds. So Slim not finding the pace at all around here. And is that Jamie James in? It is Jamie James in. So Granty goes on. Jamie James pits. And Granty Boy from last leads the race. How many times have we said that this season? Granty Boy from the back has come through. And if only he could qualify. Lezard fastest lap. He's getting all of it now. Pulling away from outside Nova by a good 2-3 seconds. And now it's Jacob. He may have a look here at outside Nova. Starts down the inside. Here we go. How hard will Nova defend it? I don't think too hard. Will he get any sort of undercut here? Oh, wiggle from there from Jacob. And now outside Nova goes to the outside line. I don't think he's going to have enough here. And Steve indeed does get ahead of Jamie James. Jamie James resumes, as I predicted, in 13th place. And outside Nova, although Jacob has to get 6 seconds down the road to try. Oh, and he runs wide. That does not help his cause. Now, Slim will see that as a. Oh, Leclerc penalty! Leclerc penalty, my word. He's going to drop points to Nova tonight. Jacob, another penalty. Where are the penalties? 9 seconds for Jacob. 12 for Frisky. 6 for Leclerc. My word, Leclerc is going to drop more points to outside Nova with 4 rounds to go after this. He needs some big races. He's right behind Bjorn. Bjorn himself will want to get back up in that. What's happened to Bjorn? He's dropped right back. He was ahead of Lucas and Jamie Wan before the pit stops. He's now behind. He's now got Frisky Biscuit. He's not Frisky Biscuit. They've got Leclerc right behind him. Frisky Biscuit in 7th place. Still has got to stop, as will Andy, but they will put on softs at the end. Andy's going to be one to watch. Lezard right behind the back of Andy. Granty Boy there up the road. Granty Boy is there. Now here comes Lezard. Andy defending it. Says you can go around the long way. Lazard says, I will. Thank you very much. And Granty Boy back under pressure from Nova, and Slim is also in the DRS. So Slim's joined the party. And Frisky has been passed by Lucas down turn 1. 7th place goes, no penalties. Leclerc passes Bjorn. Bjorn's out the points. Bjorn in that big fight for with Slim and Granty Boy and Lucas and Jamie 1 is set not to score, though he hasn't got any penalties. Stee 12th. However, Granty Boy, Andy and Frisky are set to pit, so Stee could pick up a nice result here. He has, however, got a charging Jamie James right behind him. So Nova now under threat from Slim. Mitsaldo in the house. Great to see Mitsaldo. Of course, from GFO. So our championship leader there in 5th place. Leclerc second the championship down there in 10th. And what has been such an interesting race. Now look at that Nova now, right? Nova cannot fight this too hard. Right, that's J1 getting past Frisky Biscuit, and Leclerc is charging down all of them. For Leclerc, it's damage limitation. He's 5 points behind Nova in the championship. He needs to pick up as many points as possible. Frisky runs out wide. Leclerc gets through. He'll want to pass Jamie 1, Lucas ASAP, and then try and get to the back as a Granty Boy pits. Great stint from Granty Boy. Medium tyres go on. He'll probably drop behind his teammate Jamie James. Up the pits. It's a long old pit lane. Jacob getting passed by Nova, and there goes Nova back into 3rd place. Jacob makes a mistake, and in fact it could be Slim on the back of Jacob now. Well, he's leading the championship. His championship rival's down in 8th, and he is taking the risks. And in fact it's Slim on the outside of Jacob. Tried the move, great save. Out on the AstroTurf, lost the grip and managed to hold it. That's a great save by Slim. Nova will be happy to be clearing these two again. He does not want to be fighting, but for Jacob and Slim, they've got nothing to lose. Oh, Jamie James, 6 seconds of penalties. Granty Boy, what a stint by Granty Boy, by the way. Leclerc right behind Jamie 1. Yellow flags are for a McLaren. It's Jamie James! And he's done that on his own. And it's a virtual safety car. Oh, what a shame for Jamie James. He was having a fantastic race. He wasn't that far behind Stee. He's set. Oh, and it's all going wrong for Jamie. Oh, what a shame. Granty Boy stayed out and did not get undercut by his teammate. Fresh set of mediums. He's gonna show some really good speed now. So he's got a bit of work to do. Virtual safety car still out there. Great race from Lucas. No penalties for Lucas. And he would jump Jacob as it stands as Andy pits. Well, virtual safety car, you might as well. This could play Andy. He's going to put soft tyres on. Virtual's still out there. This is beautiful for Andy right now. And the virtual's still out there. Jamie James is probably going to retire. Andy's going to work out beautiful. Soft tyres. Virtual safety car still out there. It's practically a free pit stop. And look at that. Andy exits the pits. The green flag comes out. And my word, that's worked out for Andy beautifully. He's right behind Steve on the soft tyres. And all of a sudden, Andy's got a chance of some nice points. And Jamie James has retired. He didn't even make it to the pits. He's crashed on the penultimate corner. Hopefully that won't cause a safety car. I don't think it is. It would be out by now. This could be the first race in a long, long time without one safety car, let alone two. So Lezard leads by 5 seconds. My word, he's had a mighty second stint. And outside Nova are now having to fight again, Jacob and Slim. But Lucas would be ahead of Jacob as it stands. So Lucas on for a top 4, and that would bring him right back in that fight for 5th place. It would also put him right in that fight with Bjorn. And here goes Leclerc. J1 also has DRS, but Leclerc not messing around, and Slim's got Jacob. There they are. And Slim does pass Jacob. What about Leclerc? Leclerc's got Bjorn, but Leclerc's got 6 seconds. Sorry, Jamie 1. And Jamie 1, Bjorn would all pass Leclerc. Leclerc's got to fly. He really has. Steve 10th place, but Andy right behind him with no penalties. Andy on softs is absolutely flying. There is Steve. There is Granty Boy just ahead. Andy's got 10 laps to absolute, and the tyre wear is non-existent around here. They'll wait for the DRS. Just keeping an eye on Leclerc and Lucas. Lucas is going to, well, go to the inside, but with Leclerc's DRS, thank you very much as Leclerc, and he has got to absolutely fly with his penalties. Damage limitation to Nova. Nova's going to score 18 points at best as it stands, and Andy does get past Stee on the soft tyres. Stee ain't going to fight that one too hard. Stee needs mistakes from the guys ahead. And now Andy onto the back of Granty Boy. I'll be stunned if Stee doesn't score any points here. Real shame for Stee. Lucas trying to hold on to the back of Leclerc because Jamie Warren now on the back of him. So Jamie Warren having a great race. Great to see a return of form for Jamie Warren. What about Slick? Oh, and I've jinxed it. Jamie Warren penalty. Helps Lucas out. Helps Bjorn out no end as well. Right. Nova. Slim. Jacob. Slim's got nothing to lose here. Slim's got pride at stake. He needs to show that he can fight Nova. And Jacob nearly going round. That loose car, that loose Mercedes giving Jacob an absolute handful, an absolute problem. But Slim has to show he can fight Nova. Because every battle between himself and Nova, Nova's come out on top. Slim, so it's just 4 rounds left after this. He needs to show that next season he can take the fight to the boys at the front. A bit of pride needs to be restored here from Slim. DRS open. Closing in on the back of Osai Nova, but not close enough. Nova's got some mighty straight line speed and a big look up there. What about Jamie Warren and Lucas? Andy, fastest lap, now right behind the back of Granty Boy. 2 very experienced esports racers here, and Granty Boy says, just go. Just go. He knows, Granty Boy knows, he's got his own race to run. He knows if he can follow Andy. Now, Andy's next gap is 5 seconds, but when he gets there, Bjorn, Jamie Warren, Lucas are all bunched up. Andy's looking at a top 6 here as Frisky Biscuit fastest lap. Well, that will annoy Andy slightly. That's the bonus point gone for now. Leclerc is 8.1 behind Jacob. Right, Slim's close to the back of Nova. It's Nova 5.2. Lezard absolutely mighty. Now, can Slim get in? No, he can't. He can't. Nova's straight line speed again. Just keeping him ahead. 9 laps to go. Jacob. Well, Jacob's got to be careful because Jacob's got 9 seconds of penalties. Let's get the penalties up quickly. 9 seconds. Oh, he's got 3 seconds out, so he's got to be 3 seconds ahead of Leclerc as it stands to finish ahead of him. Lucas may now be out of reach for Jacob, so it should be as it stands 4th place. He needs Slim to pick up some more penalties, and of course we know that Nova does not pick up penalties. His car is immune to penalties. Slim looks closer. Here is Osai Nova. Slim looks a lot closer. He's going for it down the inside of turn 1. Can he make this move stick? Yes. Can he get slowed down? Yes, he can. But Nova will have another stab. On board with Nova. And he has no reply. Now Slim has to get 3 seconds up the road. And Jamie Warren passes Lucas. Oh, Jamie Warren's off. And did he pass Lucas on the track? Well, they're still side by side. Oh, Andy, penalty. What a shame. And they're still side by side. And now Lucas retakes it. Great battle here. And Bjorn will be trying to get involved well. And there is Andy in the background. So Slim needs to get... Oh, Slim's got 6 seconds. Slim picked up the penalty. Oh, and Slim pushing so hard. And that will gift Nova 2nd place back. Also brings Jacob into that battle quite nicely. But Lucas and Jamie Warren having a fantastic battle. Stam, 12th place. 12 seconds of penalties. It's just all unravelled for him. I tell you what, a late safety car would be a massive blow to Jacob, Slim, Leclerc. It really would with their penalties. Hopefully we won't get one. Chain 1 again right behind the back of Luke. This is the 6th place. Lucas has no penalties. Bjorn, who said himself this is not his track. Bjorn's going to lose ground. 3rd place in the championship to Slim. However, he'll consolidate 4th. He'll lose ground to Lucas as well. Granty Boy not quite charging through now, is he? 10th place, and that charge has come to a bit of a halt. Now, Jamie Warren, can he get the DRS and get in the toe of Lucas? He's close, but he may not be close enough here. It's a long track to turn 1. And is it going to be enough? The answer is no. What about, here we go, Jacob, Nova and Slim. Lezard still 5 seconds out in front, just racing his own race. He's on for his second win of the season. 7 laps to go. As Lucas and Jamie 1 still side by side, and Jamie 1, oh, this is a great, but Bjorn's there. There's Bjorn. He's now right in this battle, and Andy is catching them hand over fist. Oh, there he is on his soft tyres. Andy's got a chance of a 5th place here, which would be a fantastic result for Andy as well. He's only on 6 points this season. It'd be a massive boost for his points tally. Again, another driver whose points really don't reflect his talent. Jacob close. Oh, Steve, penalty. That could be a nail in his points coffin. No, but it looks like he's lagging a little bit, doesn't he? But Jacob, Slim can't get away, can he? Slim cannot break the DRS. He has got the train behind him. No will be grateful of it because it's keeping him ahead of Jacob. And again, Jacob's got nothing to lose here. He'll fight Nova. He'll want to try and prove to himself that he can fight a championship leader. And J1 picks up a crucial penalty. That's music to Lucas's ears, music to Bjorn's ears, and music to this man here, Andy's ears. That could push JB all the way down to, 9th place, possibly even 10th with Granty Boy. So J1 could be costing himself a whole haul of points, and Granty Boy is now catching this battle as well. Here we go again. 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th, nose to tail, and Granty Boy is joining the party. Jacob still can't get close enough to the back of Roadside Nova, and Leclerc is not catching them. Leclerc, but as it stands, Leclerc would be behind Lucas. Lucas would be 5th. There's that train. So Lucas does not want to defend that battle too hard because he's still staying within Leclerc and would still be P5 as it stands. And Bjorn would probably get Leclerc as well. Leclerc needs more pace here. Nova, as it stands, will finish 2nd. 18 points, and Leclerc is only on for a little bit of a mount. And the gap could jump up right up to 15 points with 4 rounds to go. Japan next, of course. Always look forward to Japan. Here we go again. Lucas, J1's now got Bjorn right behind him. I tell you what, J1, his attention is now shifted on Bjorn. He's gone for the inside. Oh, well saved. But Andy's there on the inside. Oh, I'm not sure Bjorn needs to stick his nose in there. Andy's now down the inside with his fresh soft tyres. Bjorn's fighting it hard. Good racing. Good race from the two of them there. They know where the limit was there, but Bjorn tried an opportunistic move and didn't quite pull out for him. I don't think that was ever going to work. Right, here we go again. Lucas will be happy with all that, but I tell you what now, Bjorn under some serious threat from Andy, and Andy trying to move with DRS, and was Bjorn out of DRS? I think he is, and this should be easy for Andy, and it is, and Bjorn is now down to 9th. Took the gamble on JB1 and has not come out on top. However, he knows that he has got 3 seconds, and Leclerc has 9 seconds of penalties. It's unravelling. And Leclerc, who looked bulletproof in the middle of the season, is just now looking like a different driver out there. This is a great battle between Lucas, Jamie 1, Andy, Bjorn, and Granty Boy. Well, Granty Boy can get himself sucked up in there. He's going to gain on Jamie 1 and Andy. Points on the board there. Steve 11th. I can't believe it, Steve. I don't understand. Steve should be in this battle here. In qualifying, he had the pace of Lucas, Jamie 1, Andy, and Bjorn, and Granty Boy for that matter. On paper, Steve should be in this battle. It's a real shame he's not. Here's the battle for 2nd. I tell you what, Nova's close right up to the back of Slim, hasn't he? There's Slim, Nova, and Jacob. Then Leclerc, who's got 9 seconds. Leclerc's going to lose out to Lucas, probably Andy, probably Bjorn. I just cannot believe Leclerc's safe. Oh, and J1, big mistake there. Lucas is just again the front of the DRS train, and they're all catching back up. J1 just trying to put Lucas off because he's got 6 seconds. He would drop to 10th place as it stands. Russia is a penalty killer. Credit to Rimpey. Rimpey hasn't got any penalties either. Rimpey also very good at not picking up penalties, running his own race. Of course, he had that incident with Stam earlier on, which knocked him at the points. Rimpey had some outright pace. I wonder where Rimpey would have been. Rimpey's had some outstanding pace in qualifying in the early parts of this race. Definitely a driver who could have been there in 4th, 5th on his own. Lucas now 5 seconds behind Leclerc, still in that range to pass him though. On penalties, Jamie 1 desperate now to get past Lucas because Andy, and in fact Andy's gone for it. Oh, he's picked up a penalty in the process. Oh no, Andy pushing too hard, and now he and Jamie are fighting for position equally. However, he's going to now lose out to Bjorn and to Granty Boy as it stands. Andy loving life on the soft tyres, but they're giving him a little bit too much. And here we go again, Granty Boy, but Granty Boy can't do anything because Otto Nova has a DRS Slim. Lap 24 of 27. Lucas. They're all playing it pretty smart. They're all being pretty well behaved. I'll tell you what, this is the first race. This will only be the second race this season we've had no safety car, and Jacob picks up a penalty. That shouldn't make a difference though. Shouldn't make a difference. He's right behind the back of Nova. You'll want to try and finish ahead of him on track at least. This would touch wood, we don't get one. This would only be the second race with no safety car this season. It's nice to have a proper race. Well, the penalties are going to ruin it, but as it stands, it will be Lezard from Nova, from Slim, from Jacob, and then Lucas. Oh, again, oversteer from Jacob. Just keeping an eye on that Andy, Jamie 1. Bjorn's dropped 2 seconds back. What's happened to Bjorn? Now 2 seconds back from Andy and Jamie 1, and even if, well, he's still within range to pick up 2 more places. Right, this time, what can Jacob do? Behind the back of Nova. Slim half a second ahead, but again, nothing doing. 3 laps to go. Nova has it. Nova's got some mighty straight line speed, and Lezard leads by 7 seconds, and in Zenith terms, 7 seconds is a huge gap. Bit of field spread actually, which we're not used to. As Jamie 1 does get past Lucas into turn 1. Can he get stopped? No, Lucas. Oh, my word. Couldn't get stopped himself. I think he's got the inside for turn 3. No, Jamie 1 fights it off. Into 6th goes Jamie 1. Lucas down to 7th place, and Andy's there again. These are some very fast and experienced esports races right here. Here goes Andy down the inside of the Ferrari. Can he get the move done? Yes, he can. Oh, Jacob penalty, and that would put him under threat. Lucas now fighting back on Andy down the inside. Don't back wheels. Oh, Lucas coming in the corner there. Force Andy out wide. Andy goes, come on, I'll have that back. Oh, Granty Boy penalty. That's a massive penalty for Granty Boy. Well, that's going to really put him out of contention to pass Andy and Jamie 1. Jamie 1 getting away. He's out of DRS. That's heaven for Jamie 1. He can now get his head down and trying to gap himself. Andy now getting past Lucas. Lucas just going backwards a little bit now. Is he struggling with the medium tyres, I wonder? Of course, these boys are used to not really managing the tyres because safety car usually means they can keep putting on fresh sets, but no safety car and some tyre wear kicking in. And Lucas now falling into the clutches of Bjorn. Jamie 1's DRS advantage is gone. Andy's straight at the back of him. And this is 4th position between these two on the same penalties. Oh, in fact, Jamie 1 goes free ahead. And that's heavenly for Leclerc. Jacob has to be 6 seconds ahead of Leclerc, so Jacob would have 4th as it stands by 1 second. Leclerc needs that 5th place. He has to pull it out, or in the penultimate lap, Leclerc needs to get rid of 1 more second of Jacob to get 4th place. Jacob is absolutely fighting Nova tooth and nail. Bjorn right behind the back of Lucas as well. This is far from done, and these are fighting for outright position because they got no penalties. Leclerc penalty! Oh my word, Leclerc 12 seconds. What is going on? I have not seen a night like this from Leclerc. Every penalty dents his championship hopes. 12 seconds. Well, Lucas and Bjorn will get him. tell you what, Rimpey could even, well, long shot, but Rimpey probably won't, but Leclerc is going to pick up some scraps. Lezard out in front, about to start his final lap, but Andy right behind the back of Jamie 1 for 6th place. Here they come, nothing doing there. Jamie 1, just staying ahead of Andy, and Lucas and Bjorn are fighting tooth and nail as well. Granty Boy I thought Granty Boy would be a lot quicker on those medium tyres. Maybe in hindsight, he stayed out on the softs for too long. Lezard on his final lap. Nova having a look at Slim. Can't get through. Jacob right behind as well. Jacob cannot afford any more penalties himself. And will he have a look at Nova here? He's going down the inside. And can he hold it for turn 3? That's the question. Stamp penalty, and he does. Jacob does get past Nova. I don't think Nova fought it too high because he had to get the penalty. Bjorn passes Lucas into turn 1. And that is full position. And Bjorn could be a massive beneficiary in all this. In fact, Bjorn may get Jacob. Oh no, oh, I don't think so. No, Jacob will get away with that one. But Bjorn's going to pick up, and that, by the way, has big championship implications. They are fighting for a top 3, possibly the top 5 in the championship, and Lucas will know that. James Wan's also in that fight with them as well, though he's going to drop places at the end of this race. Andy trying as Jacob passes Slim. Oh, it's a shame it's so late in the race. It's a shame they've got so many penalties. But they're having a bit of fun up there. But up front, here comes Lezard. It's another dominant display by the Greek driver. His 2nd win in Zenith. Lezard wins the Russian Grand Prix. But it'll be championship leader Osai Nova, who yet again penalty free and finishes in 2nd. And where will his championship rival Leclerc finish in all this? Oh, yellow flags out there. So Jacob does hold to 4th place. Where does Andy finish in the end? They're stretching their legs from Bjorn, aren't they? So Leclerc is going to hold. No, Bjorn 5th place. Lucas 7th. Well done, Bjorn. What a result. That's a big result for Bjorn. Andy's 8th in the end. Granty Boy 9th. Lucas, J1 10th. Stee 11th. What a shame for Stee. But Bjorn in his fight with Slim for that 3rd place in the championship. Great to see Jacob in the points and just off the podium. 4th place for Jacob. Great result for Jacob. Great to see him back. Great to see him in the whole race, not disconnected. And that is a result in itself for the young Englishman. But it's Osai Nova who extends his gap even more over Leclerc. And I'll tell you what, Lezard is right in that fight for 3rd place. Lezard, Slim and Bjorn are going to be fighting for that 3rd place to the very wire. That's going to be a fantastic watch. So, 2nd win. Just trying to find Jacob. That 4th place, I think, puts himself in the top 10 in the championship. Just trying to find the standings. I'm pretty sure Jacob puts himself in the top 10. So well done, Lezard. Another fantastic victory. 2nd of the season. Nova extends his point. 18 points for him. Leclerc did salvage 6th. Of course, he came together with Matt yet again for the 2nd race running. 12 seconds of penalties really, really cost him. Well done, Bjorn. 13th place. Not his track at all. Finishes in 5th. Lucas 7th. Good, welcome points for Lucas. Andy 8th. More points for him. Welcome points for him. J1 gets a point. Granty Boy from the back of the field. Great drive from him regardless. 9th place. And Steve misses out after some tremendous pace. Look at his fastest lap. A 34.6. He should have been racing with Lucas and Andy at the end. I wonder what happened to Steve. Great race, guys. Great race. As Slim joins me now, and let's get some of the drivers in. My voice, as ever, just starting to give up. So, who have we got in there? Who we got? We got Slim. We got Nova. So let's start with Slim. You're on mute if you didn't know. And Bill as well. Right, Nova. Another big step towards the championship, buddy. Congratulations. Penalty free again. And although you knew you were penalty free fighting with those boys, you still enjoy that fight with Jacob and Slim?
Yeah, it was good fun. If I'm completely honest though, the entire race, I don't know why this is the first time it's happened, I had terrible lag issues with everyone in the lobby. Obviously it wasn't the lobby, it was me. I don't know why. So from lap 1, like even at the start, everyone was just jumping all over, so I was just literally doing my best to just stay away from it all. And yeah, when it got to the point where I saw like how many penalties Slim and Jacob had, I was like, right, I'm just going to do my best, just stay in the middle here. I'd saved all my ERS, so like if Jacob got close, I just used it to catch Slim, and I just thought to myself, right, I don't overtake him, he's got a penalty. But yeah, honestly, my brain is so fried because the amount of times I apparently crashed into Slim on my screen was like actually ridiculous. So I don't know if anything happened, like if it looked like I was lagging, or if it looked like I did some bad moves. But if I did, sorry. I just had ridiculously bad lag. But yeah, it was a good race. Good race.
It's funny because every single race, a different driver seems to struggle with it, and this time it was your turn. Thankfully, you weren't disconnected, and you were able to race the whole race and salvage that. On to Japan. Great track. A favourite with many. How do you view Japan? Are you looking forward to it?
Yeah. Japan's probably my second favourite track in the game, just after Monaco. So I don't know if I'll be quick there, but I do like driving it, so that's usually a good sign. But yeah, like I said, I'm just glad that I somehow managed to get second, even though I had all these issues. So yeah, I'll take it.
Absolutely. And on that fight with Leclerc you've got going at the moment, you relieved he's out the points. It's still going to be close, but do you feel now you're starting to have one little hand on that trophy?
No, I wouldn't say it's anywhere near that yet. I mean, how many rounds left? 4 rounds left, I think.
4 rounds,
so
yeah.
Still got 100 points left, and I'm only 15 ahead now, I think, if my maths is right. So still loads to do. Yeah, I mean, who knows? But we'll just keep it going one race at a time.
It's going to be fun, mate, whatever happens. Congratulations, Oside. Well done, mate.
Thank you very much.
Next up, Slim. Slim, great to have you back on the podium, mate. Well done. What a race. And again, even though you had the penalties, I say in commentary, you and Jacob still had a point to prove. You wanted to pass Oside Nova and show you can race with Nova, a championship leader for next season. Was that on your mind? And as ever, it was beautifully clean between you boys at the front. 4 races left. You're in a great battle with Lezard and Bjorn for that 3rd place in the championship. Looking forward to that little battle. It's going to be quite intense, that one, for the final 4 races. It's gonna be good. It's gonna be a good little battle. Slim, great to see you back on the podium, mate. Well done, buddy. And let's have a word with Lezard. What a win, Lezard! You just seem to be in a world of your own tonight.
Yeah, the pace was really strong today. I found a good balance in the car, beautiful setup. I really wasn't expecting that pace before the beginning of the race, but then I realized that I had a very serious pace tonight. So for me, this is a very nice win, 2nd in a row, and looking forward to the next race. I don't have to say anything. The pace today was just brilliant.
It was that just everything clicked for you. The car looked like it was on rails. It was a great performance. You're fighting for that further championship. You're now right behind Slim, Bjorn. What a great battle this is going to be. You got your eyes on that 3rd place. You must be looking forward to the final 4 races.
Yeah, for sure. I know these drivers are really, really strong, and it's going to be tight in these last 4 races. But we have to keep working on improving the pace each track. So we will see.
Absolutely, mate. Well done. Great race. I'm looking forward to seeing you, Slim and Bjorn, fighting for that third place in the championship. Because that's going to be a great battle. Well done, mate.
Yeah.
Here we have. So Lucas, we've got Lucas, Bjorn, Lucas and Bjorn. So let's start with Bjorn, who finished higher just. And I tell you what, that battle for third place, Bjorn, you took some big points because you said at the start this is not your track. You qualified low down, but you managed to salvage a good result.
Yeah, I'm really happy with it. Qualifying didn't go as planned, but I had a good start, and then no penalties. Made P8 on track, but P5 in the end. So really happy with it.
Yeah, that's a bit of a bonus for you, really, wasn't it?
Yeah. Also, Lucas on the last lap. So
yeah, great fight between you and Lucas. Like I said, you two are fighting the championship as well. The race for you, you were involved in battles the whole race. Did you enjoy it out there? Look, quite a lot of fun.
Yeah, it was really fun. Fortunately, in the end, I made a couple of mistakes, which I wasn't in the DRS anymore. But luckily, I could get in DRS again and overtake Lucas on the last lap.
And 4 races to go: Japan, Mexico, USA, Brazil. Those 4 tracks good for you? Do you think you can give Lezard and Slim a good fight for that third place?
They are not my best tracks, especially Japan and USA, but I'll give my best and we'll see.
Well, it was a great race from you, mate, and whatever happens, you're having an absolutely fantastic run of form, a fantastic season, so well done, buddy.
Yeah, thanks, mate.
And Lucas, it just seemed to fall away at the very end. You were in for a top 5 for a lot of the race. Then the last few laps, you got mugged by Andy and JB1, then by Bjorn. What happened? Did your tyres fall off, or was it just the pace?
No, I mean, I went in the pits much earlier than the other guys for the undercut, which worked, but my tires gave up at the end, and I also had very high wings to have a good balance and avoid penalties, which worked on the penalty side, but on the straight I was a sitting duck most of the time. I had to spend all my airs to keep the guys behind. Then I let them through, basically, Andy and Jamie, because they had much more penalties. But I had nothing for Bjorn, and yeah, he just overtook easily on the straight. But fun race. The guys kept me pushing all race long.
Yeah, I was going to say fun race, and your pace was there, wasn't it? You were fighting a great battle. You, Jamie, Andy, Granty Boy, Jamie James at one point as well, Bjorn. Mm-hmm. Great race between all of you. It really was respectable. It really was clean. It's a shame Rimpy wasn't there, actually, because Rimpy had some great pace. Unfortunately, he got caught up in an incident, but that midfield fight that you're in, and top 5 in the championship is an option for you. Is last 4 races, do you think you can get it?
It's not my best tracks, but I'm gonna do my best. It's good to be back in the points after a horrible Italian Grand Prix.
Yeah,
it was a good one today, so I'm happy with my position.
It was a good one today. It was a great race, some great racing out there. Unfortunately, again, Matt and Leclerc came together again. I think that's going to rumble on again. And unfortunately, I think Rimpy and Stam came together at the same time as Matt. And unfortunately for Rimpy, a real shame because he had some great pace. But all in all, a great race. Shame Jacob's not here because he had a fantastic result as well. 4 rounds to go. Leclerc's, Nova's lead, is about up to, I think, 12 points now. It's still mighty. In fact, it's more than that. 15. Is it 15?
It is 15.
15. It's 15. Well, it's still within that 1 win and 1 DNF deficit. But Oside Nova is just starting to glimpse his eyes on the trophy. Japan next week. Join us same time, same place. But for now, stay safe. And we'll see you next week. Good night.